Hi and welcome to the channel where we are storytelling and role-playing in Crusader Kings 3. We are here again with House Korp and the head of our family, King Askell. He is the king of Sweden and what's beginning to look like an empire since we subjugated Denmark and our old allies and friends of House Sigurdur in the last episode. So we got a lot of new allies, a lot of new lands, and it's good. I mean, House Sigurdur is kind of, by now, I mean, he's my cousin, and my mother was of House Sigurdur, and if we're gonna start tracing the lines of House Sigurdur and House Korp back, we will find that we are, for most parts, the same house. But still, it's kind of a rivalry, I suppose, in Scandinavia between House Korp and House Sigurdur, and also a little bit with House Yngling, who's the strongest. And then there are some other houses like House Borg and the House Hede, who are also strong, and House Njudung as well. And then there's House Falk, they look kind of strong as well. They own a third of Denmark and a bit of the Germanic Baltic coast here, so we got some strong houses in our realm. And also, if you've been watching before, there's the storytelling parts where there's kind of a group or covenant. They were led originally by our realm priest mayor of House Munster. They are working towards reforming our religion, our faith, to better withstand the onslaught of the monotheistic religions. We want to preserve our way of life, our way of thinking, and the minds, the thinkers in Scandinavia, they have come to believe that the only way to do this is to write down and formalize our faith. And in the last episode, I think this group, they have been working for a long time. If you've been watching before, you know all this, but if you haven't, you can go back and check the previous episodes. But they've been working for a long time to reform the faith. There are prophecies and there are some rites and some digging in whale intestines and some roots and some trees and some woods and there's a lot of things really. But in the last episode they told the king Askell what they were up to in plain words. And the one who did this was his brother Ulfkill, who is here. He was his tutor when he grew up was Mare, the former realm priest. She educated him and she influenced him heavily. And he was also an artistic boy. There was an event when he was good at painting stuff. So he's the artist in this new religion, and there's the group who are working towards reforming, and he's in it, and he's connecting this group with his brother, the king. So my king, he's a shy man, so he doesn't really he avoids people. He has no friends, no rivals. But the closest thing I suppose he has to a friend is this brother, Ulfkill. He's also my seneschal here, yeah. So reforming the religion is gonna be something that we will look into doing, and we have this here. To reform the ancestral faith, we need a lot more piety. There are also things we can do to decrease the piety cost for reforming, and I will look into that. There are some buildings, if you get the Stonehenge, for instance, you can get a discount on reforming the faith, and also owning all of your holy sites will get you a discount. You need to own 3 to reform the faith. We hold 3 now, but if you hold more, you get a discount. So maybe that's something we can look into, but it's far away to go down here to Kiev, or Königsgård as it is called in Norse, Or I suppose we could go here, but at the same time, let's not worry about that now. We need a lot more piety to be able to reform the faith, so let's worry about that later. That is a work in progress. And there's also another thing. We have, for a long time, we have held those lands in Frisia here, the Dutch lands. And there's the connection with our family from Jarl of Utrecht here. He's my cousin. He is the son of Auder, and Auder was my current character's grandfather. My first character as a player, King Frey. Auder was his favorite daughter. She's been featured a lot in the storytelling parts in the earlier episodes, and this is her son, and we gave him lands down here. He has since then subjugated because my grandfather gave the Jarl of Gotland these lands here to rule, but my cousin here, he has since then subjugated Gotland, and he now rules this that was originally Gotland's. I don't know exactly how this happened, and it's a while back. It's a long time ago he got this, but it's fitting in a way because his father was Friedrich Steinsson Gute of House Gute, the ruling family of Gotland. So maybe that's why I don't think he inherited it, because then he would be the chief of Gotland. But maybe because his father here, he died long before he was given lands. But anyway, it's kind of fitting for the story. No matter how it happened, it's kind of fitting that he was given lands here, and then he thought that, well, my father, he ruled Gotland, I should rule Gotland. So he went up here and subjugated them, and he's now a strong vassal. He holds land in Holland and a lot of land in Sweden, Scandinavia. This is kind of annoying for the gameplay, because I really would consider giving my Dutch holdings away, because I'm, at least not with my current character, I'm not into empire building, so this is more of a nuisance than anything else. But I suppose it's alright, but I wouldn't give it away as long as he holds these lands, because then, yeah, you can figure it out. It would be, I would have to go to war to get the and clean up the borders and stuff. I don't want this, but that being said, our family, House Korp, has for generations now had a strong relationship with the Dutch culture, and therefore I think it is time that we hybridize with them, form a hybrid culture. We have learned things from the Dutch, they have learned things from us. So it's time that we hybridize our culture. But first let's take a look at the council and see if there are some things that we can do to make my vassals like me better, because if they like me, it's a high chance that they will follow me into converting to this Dutch culture. Here's I could replace my son-in-law here. He is really no one of importance as Chancellor. Well, I mean, he hasn't done a bad job, but still, now here I have a Jarl who wants a seat on the council, and he is as good as this son-in-law, so I will replace Britslav Plemuslid with Jarl Tryggvi Snorrisson here as my Chancellor. This will make him like me much better. I really wouldn't consider replacing this 33 martial man as marshal, but maybe this spy master. My father appointed him a spy master and food taster, and I really don't remember where he came from, and he has maybe he has had a lot of impact on the story behind the curtains. But as far as I, the player, know, and as far as my characters know, he has really pretty much done nothing. But he's been spy master and food taster for a long time, so there's certainly been opportunities for him to do stuff. But maybe it's time for him to be replaced with, yeah, this Jarl Magnus here. He already likes me, but he really should be on the council. He's a strong vassal. The house here, they are a strong Norwegian house in our kingdom. And he's almost as good as Arnbjörn here. So let's assign him. Right, that's what we can do with the council. Can we do something with the realm vassals and stuff? Sjælland, they hold this now. They were the former kings of Denmark. Here are some smaller, these are all relatives. Here, Angema, and here, and here's a Jarl. Maybe I should, do they like me? Reasonably so. Alright, let's see. There's 3 House Korp rulers in the south of Norway here, and then there's Yngling, who are probably the strongest. But I won't meddle in this. I could do some shenanigans to make my house stronger here by giving vassals away and stuff, but now let's... these relatives, they are far off. She's my niece, so she's the closest one. She's my brother's daughter, the one I recently subjugated and took the kingdom of Norway from. But so I could give her my family members here as vassals and make her stronger, but no, I think I will let the AIs decide who comes out on top here. Alright, let's get down to converting to Dutch culture. So first we can choose our ethos. Our current one is bellicose and the Dutch one is bureaucratic. Although I think that the bonuses from bureaucratic with cultural fascination, progress, lifestyle experience and development growths are straight up better than the bellicose ones. I just don't like bureaucratic. Who can after reading Franz Kafka novels, right? If you read this, where he turns into a bug and gets crushed. I don't remember the name, but you can look it up. It's easy, and if you don't know the name, I guess you don't care. But who likes bureaucracy? I don't. It's boring. It's like people who care about economy or money or so bellicose. I mean, I don't like wars either, but at least it's got some flair to it, you know, some romance. Yeah, let's keep the bellicose one. And there's a heritage. Central Germanic is the Dutch one, and North Germanic is our current one. Yeah, and we need to change one, so this is probably it. We will have to change our heritage to Central Germanic, because our language should be Norse. We will keep this. I know some Dutch people in real life, and they all sound like Ich komme von Groningen. Look here. If you're a Dutch speaker and you come from here, you will say something like I come from Groningen. But if you're a Norse speaker, you would say jag kom från Groningen. And I leave it to you, the viewer, to decide what sounds better. Ich kommer från Groningen. Or jag kommer från Groningen. Well, there you have it. Jag kommer från Groningen. That's how a Norse speaker says it. And if you're a Dutch speaker, you say Ich kommer från Groningen. I hope I have some Dutch viewers. I've got around 30 viewers, so if one of you are Dutch, please please let me know. But anyway, we shall speak Norse, and there's no other option for martial customs than to choose men only. And then let's look at our traditions. We currently have this malleable invaders, which we are taking advantage of now, I suppose, because it decreases the cost of forming this hybrid culture. And then there's polders. That's a Dutch tradition, doesn't look that good. And then there's agrarian. That's also a Dutch tradition, I'm not too interested in that. And then there's this, that's also a Dutch tradition that gives benefits to city holdings. We currently don't have city holdings, so that would be a waste. This one could be useful, maritime mercantilism. Because we got a lot of coastal holdings, but no republic vassals, so that would be a waste there. Ting meat we have, and we want to keep this because that's what making us able to have the Scandinavian elective succession law. And coastal warriors is probably good here because this we get good men at arms from this. And then there's performative honor, to increase our number of knights and gives us the ability to appoint shield maidens. And then there's Northern Stories, I like this one. It's with the pole traits and the ability to raise rune stones. I like this one. It's kind of, it's a pillar of our culture. So if I let this stand, I will choose Northern Stories, Coastal Wars, Performative Honor, Ting Meat. So there's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then, because we have a lot of coastal holdings, maritime mercantilism here might be the way instead of malleable invaders. This is good and all, but with this we could supposedly earn a lot of more money, because almost all of our holdings are coastal. So we can choose 5 traditions. So let's keep Northern Stories, Coastal Warriors, Performative Honor and Ting Meat from the Norse culture, and choose Maritime Mercantilism from the Dutch culture. And then we will sacrifice malleable invaders that we had before, and we will not choose agrarian, polders or parochialism. Sounds good, right? And then let's look at aesthetics. Military equipment, let's keep the Norse. It's cooler. Naming practices. I like the Norse ones. I would have a hard time pronouncing these. I think I've already done enough harm to the Dutch language earlier. So let's keep the Norse. I will have an easier time to pronounce Alfrider Alfararmariki, Einar Lambi, Ingrider Firdi, Brynjolfur Bulnesson, Sigveor Oddergadske than Odel Tirksena, Karel van Bonen, Jonefi van Zierk, Margwald van Loon, Blanka van Brederode, Konrad van Bonen. It's obviously better if I stick to the Norse. Architecture. Norse is cooler. I kind of think we will have mixed fashion here. You know, let's have jeans and costumes. Mixed fashion, that could be fun. Coat of arms though, should we? Yeah, why not mixed up? Mixed up. I like the Norse aesthetic more than the Frisian, I think, but still, let's mix it up here. 16 of 20 vassals will convert, and the most important part is that I will discover all these innovations that the Dutch has. I will get increased level reinforcement rate. I will get public works. Count is now reached the maximum existing development penter 20 development. Yeah, that's good. Crop rotation. More economic buildings for the tribal era and city planning. Well, city planning is great. I can start building cities, maybe. That would be a really good thing, but yeah, maybe we need to reform to be feudal before we can start thinking about that. And then there's the name, Batava Norse. Doesn't really sound right, does it? I'm glad I thought about that before I pressed done here. Anyway, let's name this culture Nordsjö. That's the North Sea in Swedish. And since the North Sea is what connects us with the Dutch, then it's a fitting name for culture, isn't it? Now, we will form this hybrid culture. 16 of 20 vassals will convert, and my close family as well. And I will build the culture ready. Good. 250 prestige, it's a bargain. Spurred on by positive relations and increased cultural exchange, the Dutch and Norse people have grown increasingly close over the years. Now individuals from these societies have begun to view themselves not as one or the other, but as both simultaneously, as a new Nordsjö culture. Norse traditions and values form the backbone of this new culture, while various Dutch attributes have been adapted and integrated to meet the needs of their new society. With the Nordsjö people now looking to me for guidance, it is time to set the stage for our shared future. To a new age, a new era, a new people. That's great. It's year 943 and we have formed this. And also, I'm now the culture head. Yeah, let's keep being fascinated by mods to unlock all tribal era fortification buildings. That would be good. Has this unlocked any new buildings for us? Because we would have get a lot more technological knowledge from this. Yeah, it looks like we can now increase the size of our market here and build a trading outpost. Yeah, let's do that. Let's build this trading outpost in all our personal holdings here, because we have the gold, we have the money. This was a big leap forward for us in technology, this hybridizing cultures. That's a good thing.